Hey there, welcome to another edition of Blueprint Digital, where we discuss industry trends, challenges, and opportunities in the construction space. Today, we are joined by Majid Habibi, founder and managing principal of MEC Engineering. They are an MEP engineering design and consultant firm that offers advanced solutions in commercial and industrial projects, public buildings, and civil infrastructure. Welcome to Blueprint Digital, Majid.
Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me. Hello, everyone.
Yeah, happy to have you. Happy to have you. So, to give us just a quick overview of your company.
So, MEC Engineering, we started in 2005, and it was just by myself. We started from scratch, and now it's been 20 years. And I used to work for a larger consulting firm for 12 years, 15 years. So after 12, 15 years in different companies, I decided kind of the next move up is for me to start my own business. And I wasn't sure how well it's going to go. At that time, I was obviously 20 years younger. So I thought, okay, if it doesn't work out, I can always go back and work for another larger corporation. But fortunately, it worked out very well. We do electrical engineering. Uh, and our specialty is mission critical facilities. We started with industrial projects, semiconductor projects. Now we're doing a lot of data center projects. We provide electrical engineering and BEM 3D modeling for the electrical system, basically from the start of a project, which is like programming, all the way down to construction. We provide the electrical services from A to Z for all these buildings.
What makes you stand out from the competition? What's your special sauce?
A special thought, I always, excuse me, do communicate the same thing to our employees here. We basically, one thing I like to keep in mind is we work for the project. We want the project, whatever project we're working on, whatever client we are working with, we want the project to be successful. So we do our best. We don't work for the project manager. My employees don't work for me, they work for the project. And their challenge is to ensure the project is successful. So that way, their mindset is set up to communicate well, cooperate well, work with everybody on the project. And that works very well. We focus on the project itself and the quality of the project and communication. We think an early communication. We like to get it started with the project right at the beginning of the project, where we understand the goals of the project, the schedule, the scope, and we can kind of provide some advice per se, right, early in the project, so they don't have to change anything during the design or during the construction. So being focused on the project, communicate well, and provide consistent delivery. We are always on time. We are always, I would say, not on budget for the project. We have most of our projects is a repeat business. So a client like us, they come back.
Being on time, on budget are two critical issues when it comes to project management for sure. Majid, what does a day in the life look like walking in your shoes?
Live from, so I try not to schedule any meetings from 8 to 9 in the morning, so I can respond to my emails. And I always kind of encourage our employees do the same. So as I said, one of our approach is be responsive to all the emails. So 8 to 9, I respond to my emails. From 9, I would say to 3 o'clock, I have online meetings, or I'm helping with our engineers doing quality control, reviewing the packages, help them if they have technical solutions. And I always keep myself available for our employees. They can always call me online or on my phone for any questions. So I'm always trying to be available from 8 to 5. And we are working remotely. All our employees are working from their home offices. And our expectation is everybody's going to be available from 8 to 5 so they can collaborate with the clients, with themselves, with me. And I expect the same thing for myself. So I'm always available from 8 to 5. Most of the day, I would say, we go through the meetings with client, with our employees, or review and quality control.
Yeah, it's important to walk the talk for sure. The Federal Reserve just cut the overnight borrowing rate another 25 basis points. So now it's down a full point versus the beginning of the year. But there's still a lot of economic uncertainty. We're seeing job stagnation in terms of creation of jobs. The unemployment rate is now 4.6%, the highest in 4 years. If you strip out COVID, the highest since 2017. Given the economic sluggishness, does the market look sluggish from your lens, or does it look like it's starting to take back off?
It is, we are a small business. We had a big project, I would say, started 2 years ago. We just completed that big project. And we haven't been able to land another big project. We are working on the smaller projects. Now I'm looking at the forecast. We are doing fine. We are right at the edge where we are not losing money, but we are not making as much profit. We are struggling. I mean, this is also at the end of the year. Not all projects have been funded yet. Not all clients are ready to release their project because of what you just said. They don't know exactly what's going to happen next year. So it is sluggish a little bit. It's slower than last year. We hope it will pick up after the new year so we can get more projects.
You're on the front end of the building cycle. How far out is a project from completion once MEC has finished their work?
Usually take depending on the project size and what projects we are working on. And most of the industrial projects, I would say, and semiconductor, I would say mission critical facilities, it takes about 2 years for them to finish the project after we finish the design. And during that year and a half and 2 years, we are always involved with the project. We call it services during construction. Uh, Whoever is installing the electrical system, they understand the intent of the design. They make sure they understand what's going on. If they have any questions, we're available. We answer the questions. We do a lot of submittal review, make sure the equipment they are purchasing meets the specification, client's requirement. So during that 2 years, we're always involved. So it takes about, after we finish the design for a larger project, mission critical facilities, let's say data centers, it takes about a year and a half.
No.
Yeah.
What does the sales cycle for MEC look like? How do you talked about your repeat customers, but how do you fill your funnel with other new projects?
Well, you're talking about sales cycle or a business cycle? Trying to
Sales
understand the
cycle,
question.
generating new demand, new projects, new.
New project, yeah, it takes about 6 months. By the time we hear about the project, or by the time the client contact us, we're trying to get involved with the client. Obviously, sometimes there are competitors. You just have to get involved and help them to prepare our clients basically are, we are the third party consulting agencies. Our clients typically work directly with the actual owners, and so they always go out, try to select the best team to do the project. So during that selection period, we try to get involved and keep ourselves, what do you call it, involved with the early process. It takes 6 months to know about the project, write the proposal, get a PO. It takes about 6 months to close a sale.
Businesses are all trying to do more with less these days. What innovations are you seeing in the industry around productivity?
You probably heard about it. Is AI is all over the place, right? So we are trying to we we are not there yet, but we are trying to find out how AI can help us with our admin work or with the project work. And it can do a lot if it's set up correctly, so it can make it efficient. It can much faster, right? From the design, from the start to the completing the design. It could help us, but it's not there yet for us. On the electrical engineering side, AI is not there yet. But I think on the admin side, AI is ahead of the design side. So we're trying to learn how we can use the AI to help us out with all the admin, right?
Is your competition using AI? Are you seeing that in other parts of the industry?
I have heard about it. I haven't seen them in use yet, how they use it, but I've heard, you read the articles, I've read that they are trying to use the AI for the proposal writing, for following up on the proposals, following up on the leads, logging the projects and all that project admin sort of a thing. They're trying to use AI as much as they can.
Yeah, it's hard to get away from AI if you're watching the news, reading, listening on the radio. It's everywhere, and it's definitely going to shape a lot of the work that comes our way in the foreseeable future and beyond.
I mean, for us, I mean, it's a double. We like it because a lot of our work, actual design work, depends on AI expansion, right? We are electrical power engineering, and all these data centers they require power, electrical power distribution and design. From that point of view, we love it. We say, hey, the market is growing and we can get a bigger market share. That would be fantastic. But as far as I would say losing employees, what happens to the employees? I think it's going to be okay. When we had this high tech boom, 1990s, everybody was worried about computers and chips is going to come and replace everybody, and we're going to all going to be out of work. But it helped a lot. It helped the productivity, but also created a lot of work. Maybe a different type of work that people have to be trained and disciplined and learn that different type of work. But it created a lot more work than we lost for the high tech and computer. I think AI is the same thing. It will push us to different way.
Yeah, I think you're right. I have a lot of these conversations, and the common thread is that it's not so much replacing people as it is allowing you to use those people in a more value added approach, not just something that's a basic rudimentary task you do over and over again. And so I think we'll definitely see an evolution. I think AI is coming fast, but there's still a lot of development that needs to take place. And so there is a need for human intervention and human oversight at this point.
I think so. I think there's always a need for human intervention there. And AI, one way I think about it is it may replace me. So we have this tribal knowledge in our company, which is me, basically. I've been with the company longer than anybody else, right? And we have few long-term employees, they have the tribal knowledge. So what I like to see with AI is transfer all this tribal knowledge to a system that is available to everybody. So I don't have to be available. They can just go to that system and get that tribal knowledge from the system. And I think AI can do that.
You mentioned losing employees, and that's a constant battle, a constant cycle. There's a huge brain drain as baby boomers are retiring, and not as many people are coming in to these historic jobs of the past, these legacy jobs. They're maybe getting into the gig economy and influencing or something of that nature. If you could have 5 people show up at your door today that will qualify, what will you have them do?
Technically,
You choose. You got 5 people.
I got 5 people. As far as people, I could use a senior electrical engineer in our company who can help me out and carry the projects forward. So I'm right now wearing multiple hats as a business owner. I'm the technical director, I'm the admin director. So I could use a senior electrical engineer to help us out. But I totally understand on a smaller business, we cannot attract mid-range years experience, senior electrical engineers to come and work for us because they see us as a small company. They always like to work with a larger corporate and climb the corporate ladder and get a next role and position. We pay well, but we don't have that glamour of a big corporation, right?
Sure.
So it's very hard for us to attract these mid-range engineers and senior engineers. So that's why I'm involved. If I have some out of those 5, is one of them is a senior engineer, he will be the priority, come in and help me out to run the projects for us. And the younger engineers, we just bring them in. We have an onboarding process. Right now, we don't have any work for them. We're looking for more projects, but one of the first lessons I learned as a small business owner is since it is difficult to get senior engineers to come and help us out, we have to get engineers from college because most corporations they don't hire many engineers directly from college because they ask for experience. How many years of experience do you have before I hire you? So they have that leverage, but we don't. So what I've learned is okay, I can bring these engineers from college. We have a training program for 2, 3 years. We make them a good electrical engineer. After 2, 3 years, if they like to stay with us, they're welcome. If they feel like they want to go work for a corporate, sometimes I find them a good position myself. I have 3 of my, I would say, students per se, that I brought them in. Right now, they're out there working for corporates, and they are electrical project department managers, which I'm proud of. I said, oh, great, I brought them in. They're a stepping stone to their
Yeah.
career. And we're still in contact. They help me sometimes. Sometimes they get overloaded. They ask us to help them out, or I call them for advice sometimes. So we have built that kind of a relationship. So out of those five, three of them, if they're new, we bring them in, teach them how to do electrical engineering, and send them out in the world.
Yeah, I think that's a good strategy.
Thank you.
Each episode, we ask our guests the biggest challenge or struggle facing their business and what they'd love to solve. What's the one thing you'd love to solve?
I guess a small business or going out of business curve, our backlog is always about 6 months to 3 months, right? So I always love to solve to get them longer out of business curve. So I don't have to worry about going out there and keeping my employees busy, employed. I don't have to. So my basically biggest concern always been have enough work for my employees.
Yeah, I think that's critical. Well, here's a chance for you to give us your 30-second, 60-second commercial for MEC Engineering.
We are a small business, but our expertise, our deliverables, they compete with any large AE firm. Even our quality sometimes is better than other big corporations. So big corporations, they have sometimes inexperienced engineers and designers working on your project. They're trying to train on the job. In our company, as a small business, we principals is me. We have another principal, Sean Hescock, does all this BIM 3D management. We are always involved with the projects. I have 40 years of experience in this field. Every project that comes in, small or large, we do some school applications, we do retail, we do mission critical. Our clients get that 40 years of experience from MEC that they may not get from a big corporation design team. And we are always focused on their project. We only have few projects at hand that we can handle. So they're always number one to us. And if they go to a larger company, they are one of hundreds or 500 projects that they're working on. They may not get the focus that they need for that project. Our deliverables is as good as those big companies than anybody in the nation.
All right, perfect. Thank you. Majid, it was great having you on Blueprint Digital. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I want to thank everyone out there that is watching or listening to the podcast. Until next time, I'm Troy Mann with Ascent Integration Partners. Remember, the pace of change in the market is getting faster every day. Adapting to change is not a requirement, but neither is survival. Rise above with Ascend. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Troy.